Welcome back to Rock Excavation Service. By Gary Moore. There is an 1685 AD illustration by Jan Lyken, published in Martyr's Mirror, of Dirk Willems saving his pursuer, an act of mercy that led to his recapture, after which he was burned at the stake near Asperen in the present-day Netherlands. Dirk Willems was a Dutch Anabaptist martyr. He is famous for escaping from imprisonment for his Anabaptist beliefs, then turning back to rescue his pursuer who had fallen through the ice while chasing him. This resulted in dear Willems being recaptured, tortured, and killed for his beliefs. When the religious leaders tried to trap Jesus with his words, they asked him if they were obligated to pay Caesar's tax, the tax demanded by Rome, their foreign occupiers. They misunderstood the very thing they tried to use to trick Jesus. So, Jesus asked to see a Roman coin. The religious leaders said, "You teach the way of God truthfully. Now tell us, is it right to pay taxes to Caesar or not?" Then Jesus said, "Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and give to God what belongs to God." Christ's answer is fascinating, in part because he did not deny the duty of the conquered Jews to pay Caesar's tax. Instead, he clarified their duty. Jesus explained that Israel was not free from responsibilities owed to the Roman government, even though the Jews hated Rome. Give to Caesar the things that are Caesar's. However, this did not extend to spiritual matters. Jesus made it clear that the Jews were not subject to Rome concerning things that belong to God, such as prayer, worship, obedience, morality, and so forth. The listeners would have understood that Jesus, in his capacity as rabbi, was teaching that God's sovereignty is over all aspects of life, and he has assigned leaders to administer the government and civil order. Paul said it this way, "Remind the believers to submit to the government and its officers. They should be obedient, always ready to do what is good. They must not slander anyone and must avoid quarreling. Instead, they should be gentle and show true humility to everyone." Titus 3, 1-2, NLT. In this duality of civil and spiritual obligations, people often blur the line between them. Generation after generation, nation after nation, some people in government use their authority to interfere with the things of God. Even a basic knowledge of history shows that this interference usually begins with attempts to regulate the exercise of religion, then moves on to redefine morality. We must remember that making something legal does not make it moral in God's eyes. Woe to those who prey on orphans and widows. For people of God, we must never be vindictive, slander, or quarrel among ourselves or against the civic leaders, magistrates, KJV, in the government. It is in the government's and the people's best interest to know where that line is. God will not hold guiltless those in authority who intrude on the things of God. And as followers of Jesus, we must not surrender the things of God to civil authorities. When Jesus stood before Pontius Pilate, the man representing the Roman government, he didn't argue with him or seek his help. Instead, Jesus allowed Rome to kill him. Christians should follow Christ's example. When it comes to the things of God, we must stand firm, but in loving, peaceful ways. We are all created in the image of God. God has not called us to be mean, rude, angry, divisive, or any such thing to anyone, ever. If we are taken advantage of, we give more. If we are slandered, we respond with good deeds. If we are told to deny Christ, we choose punishment. You may know someone who has many complaints, and that person may be on the correct side of every one of them. Remind them that we must not slander anyone, and we must avoid quarreling. We are to die daily. If dead, what can they take? The things of God are about His intent for humanity and our relationship to Him. We must not allow ourselves to be caught up in the cares of this world. Do not love this world nor the things it offers you, for when you love the world, you do not have the love of the Father in you. This world is not our home. We're just passing through. We mustn't forget that.